Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to L Does Boxing. We back with another one, you know what I'm saying? About to break down this fight week. It's like the biggest fight week ever. We got Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford this week. And also we got tomorrow morning, we got Fulton versus Inoue. Anyway, we're going to touch on all of that and all the fights in between that. Before I get into it, I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to tap in with the website, the social media, all that good stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how we doing with this boxing stuff. Feel free to drop a comment in the comment section, ask any questions. It's all good. So, of course, y'all already know I'm hyped about this week. Been waiting for this for a long-ass time. But we're going to get to it, though. We're going to cover everything. Alright, first things first, man. Tomorrow morning, early in the morning, 4:30 East Coast time, 1:30 on the West Coast. You got this card right here, Fulton versus Inoue. Anyway, it's for Fulton's unified titles at 122 pounds. It's 4 fights on the card, you know what I'm saying? So the ring walks, they're talking about doing it at 8 o'clock East Coast time, 5 o'clock West Coast. So there you go right there. If you guys just want to get up for this fight, I understand. I got it. But it's a big time fight, man. We're going to touch on it. But I want to speak on one undercard fight. You got Robeisy Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? He's on the undercard. He making his first title defense of his WBO featherweight title versus Sasis. I can't say his name. Sensu. Man, listen. Y'all know what it is. Go to BoxRec, go to all that shit to check him out. But this is first title defense, and we know why we here, why we want to tune in, because Robeisy is an Olympic gold medalist 2 times. He just won the world title. He supposed to be like one of the best amateurs ever, and he's starting to hit his stride. He lost his first fight, but after that, he's been looking crazy. He won the vacant world title versus against Azadalbo April the 1st. He got big fights ahead of him. Maybe he can get anyway down the line. He can get a unification with Luis Alberto Lopez. I mean, sky's the limit. So we definitely want to tap in with him. His opponent is tall, you know what I'm saying, got by a couple of inches, you know what I'm saying. But Robeisy's seen about every style. So I don't know if that's going to be, nothing too crazy for him. My man Tay in the building. What's good with you, bro? Just doing the building. Salute to you. So Robeisy, that's the main thing right there. Just checking him out, see how he look as a new world champion. They say you get about 10-15%, you know what I'm saying, better. So I expect him to win this fight, you know what I'm saying. But back to the main event, though. That's what we're really here for. Yo, this is going to be crazy, man. We got 2 of the top fighters in the world, man, in the smaller weight divisions, but all across the sport of boxing. Some people got Inoue number 1 pound for pound. I'm thinking top 3, top 5, whatever. We know what he brings to the table: speed, quickness, you know what I'm saying, athletic ability, power punching. Aisha in the building. Salute to you. He brings good punch placement. I mean, I seen him drop opponents with damn near every punch you can think of. He has a good jab. He's a good body punch. He do a lot of things well. Now, there's some deficiencies he have too. You know what I'm saying? He get clipped with right hands as well. I watched the Manny Rodriguez fight, even though it was short. I seen the Maloney fight. He was getting clipped with right hands. Donaire got to him, hit him with some right hands, broke his eye socket and his nose. So he ain't this invincible type of guy. He's moving up in weight, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know, when he was fighting at 118, he was rehydrating up to damn near 140. So my biggest thing with him moving up is, will he carry his power? That's the biggest thing, because I feel like in those weight classes, he got crazy power. Like, he one of the best punchers in boxing with both hands. So that's my biggest thing coming up. Coming up to face Fulton, who's a unified champion. He's the number 1 guy in this division. He's versatile. You know what I'm saying? He can do everything. He can box. He can punch. He can fight in mid-range. He's a good body puncher. He's not a big puncher, but he got enough power to keep you on your toes and get your respect. He can fight in the trenches. He can fight every step he can do. He can if he can be the counter puncher, he can just do defense and use his legs. He can do whatever he wants. And I heard him say the way he fight is how he feel. You know what I'm saying? If he feel like sitting in the trenches and sitting in the paint and banging, he'll do that. If he feel like boxing, he'll do that. So he answered all my questions. Both of these guys answered my questions as them being an elite world level fighter. You know what I'm saying? USA for the win. Yeah, we need that for sure. So he answered all the questions because I see him fight in the paint with Leo, and he fought in the paint with Figueroa. So I'm thinking, why he fighting these guys fight? So he can switch it up. Then he fought Dan Roman, who was a similar type of fighter. He wants you to sit there in the paint and fight with him. He didn't do that. He outboxed him 12 rounds. So he can do the same thing. I think the keys to this is the range. You know what I'm saying? Fulton got to keep his range. He can dictate the range. He can go inside and he can box from the outside and then kind of time anyway coming in. You know what I'm saying? He got to make sure he ain't hooking with the hooker. That's the thing too. He can't hook with anyway. I don't care how small you think he is. Don't hook with him. You know what I'm saying? Tie him up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Tie him up, walk him back, fight in the clinches. There's a lot of things he can do to really dominate this fight, real talk. And I say dominate, I mean taking the play away from Inoue, because he'll hop in, and you can time him hopping in, and then you can catch him with some shit, or you can time him up, turn him around. Inoue is not a physical fighter. He's an explosive fighter, but he's not physical. So when you get down to the trenches, if it's in a clinch, if y'all watch him fight, he ain't fighting out the clinch. He ain't trying to tussle his way out the clinch. You look at the referee, and this referee we got, he had the Haney and Cambosis fight. I mean, both of those guys was holding a lot in that fight. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of holding. I ain't saying Fulton game plan is to come in and hold, but tie up and break the momentum. That's the purpose of doing that. I'm telling you, that's going to frustrate anyway. I'm telling you, if he can establish that, get his jab going, you know what I'm saying? And then eventually I can see him getting the inside and giving Inoue a lot of problems. On Inoue's side, I mean, I say, he gotta be on point when he jumping in. When he jumping in, he gotta make sure his defense is tight too. Just because Fulton's not a big puncher, he's the bigger guy. He's a bigger guy. You never know. You never felt no power like that. You never fought an African American fighter like this that's got skills. They can move around the ring and do everything that you really can't do. He's dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Fulton is one of those guys. He's solid at everything. He do a lot of things good, and it equals up to being a great fighter. Anyway, he just jumps off the screen when you see him fight. You know what I'm saying? But Inoue had to get his jab going. Don't negate your jab because you're the shorter guy or you're the smaller guy. You can jab with him. I think he may have the hand speed advantage if it come down to it. At least the foot speed. I think he may be quicker than Fulton and with the feet. So getting in and out, you know what I'm saying? You can land some right hands on Fulton as well. So I think him, the way he jump in, the way he attack, how he gonna attack, he gotta mix it up. Fulton can kind of negate a lot of his shit. He can kind of take a step back and make Inoue overreach and stuff. So there's a lot of keys to this. You know what I'm saying? I like Fulton in the fight. I like Fulton winning a decision. I think it's going to be kind of tactical early because you got to gauge the power of this kid. You know what I'm saying? He coming in with this big reputation, and I think it's true. You got to believe it. So I like Fulton winning a decision. I think it's going to be back and forth and maybe in the early rounds, but I think Fulton going to pull away. We'll see, though. It's a tough fight. He going over there. He going to have to beat this guy. You know what I'm saying? I heard people say that Fulton have to fight a perfect fight. I don't believe in that. He's a great fighter himself. You know what I'm saying? So he got to have his defense on point. And if the power ain't what it is, it ain't what we think it is, I think Fulton have a good opportunity. So I like Fulton decision, but we'll see though. We'll see. This is a good one, man. Make sure y'all guys get up for this early morning start. The card gonna begin at 4:30 on the East Coast. The ring walks to start around like 8 o'clock. Depending on how the undercard goes. So yeah, man. Make sure you guys tap in. This is a good one for sure. And this is one of my fights I picked. This is one of the fights I wanted, you know what I'm saying, for my wish list coming to 2023, and I got it. So that's what's up. This next one, this card from Australia. It's from down under. It's an all-female card. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? They're putting the ladies on. This is the same promoter that Tim Tszyu has down in Australia. Talia Harris is going to headline the show. She fights at junior middleweight. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But I just want to showcase because it's an all women's card. So if there's a link floating around, if I got it, I'll make sure you guys is good. Check the community page. We got a Pro Box card coming up. Now, this is a pretty good fight right here. And we know Pro Box normally have good competitive fights. You got Orlando Gonzalez versus Romero Sincesa, my best. Sincesa fought Thomas Matisse in his last fight. That was on the other card of Baron Rodriguez when he won the vacant title. He got stopped late in that fight, but I thought he was winning that fight. Maybe the referee jumped in a little bit too early, but he was hurt. You know what I'm saying? He got stopped against Matisse, so he's back. So he's a come forward Mexican fighter. You know what I'm saying? He trying to bang with you. Orlando Gonzalez is a good boxer from Puerto Rico. He was with Top Rank. He fought Robis Ramirez on the Wilder Fury 3 undercard. Came up short. They had another setback. So Top Rank released him. But he's a good boxer, though. He can handle himself in the ring. So it's the aggressive guy versus the boxer. You know what I'm saying? But Gonzalez got some decent pop as well. So he kind of like a boxer puncher. You know what I'm saying? So tap in with this card, man. It should be pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? They normally have good competitive fights. So that's Pro Box TV. You can check out that app, or you can go to YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel and tap in. All right, we got a Top Rank card. So y'all know this is a Sanisa Estrada channel right here. You know what I'm saying? We fully support her. She's back. You know what I'm saying? We're going to touch on her fight. She's facing Utica. That should be a pretty good fight. We're going to touch on that. But the undercard, y'all know how Top Rank do with the undercard. And actually, they got a pretty good undercard. You know what I'm saying? You got Charlie Sheehy is back. He been having some up and down performances. His last performance, he ain't really looked so tough. But he's back. You know what I'm saying? He's a good prospect, lightweight prospect. You got Dante Benjamin is back. This is his second fight in July. He fought on July the 1st back in his home state of Ohio on Jerry Anderson's undercard. Had a first round knockout. He woke up everybody because that card was kind of, I don't know, that shit was, I was drowsy for a minute. But then he came in and had that first round knockout and shit woke my ass up. So he's back. That's what's up. Light heavyweight, you know what I'm saying? Solid, young, still growing. So yeah, that's good to get him back out there. You know what I'm saying? He look impressive. Carlos Valderas is back. He was a U.S. Olympian. You know what I'm saying? Came out the amateurs with a lot of hype. He suffered a loss. Then he been back on the comeback trail. He went to Buddy McGirt. Now he's with Robert Garcia. He has a good fight on his hands as well. He got Nahir Albright. That's a good boxer out of Philly. You know what I'm saying? Can box, you know what I'm saying, can punch a little bit. This is a good fight. This is not an easy fight for Balderas. And he had to get it going because I feel like he kind of behind those guys. He came out 2016 with Shakur and all those guys. He's in that class. Shakur, Teofimo, he in that class. And he was touted as being above them or on their level. And he has not reached that. So this is a good fight for him. He needs to win it. I like him. He can punch with both hands. We'll see how he look with his new coach, Robert Garcia. Here's another fight. Rohan Polanco, he's a Dominican prospect, junior welterweight, 140 pounds. He has a good fight. He got Cesar Francis. And if you guys remember Francis, he fought on Pro Box. He was fighting on Pro Box for a while. He just had a loss. But this is a good fight too. Pretty much 50-50. Francis is a tall, rangy guy that can box. Polanco is more of an aggressive guy. He can box, but he's more aggressive. This is his second fight with Top Rank. So we'll see. So pretty competitive fights between, so far for these prospects. Abraham Nova is on the card. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking much about him, but he had a good performance in his last fight versus Blue Nose Lopez. Dropped him a couple of times. Before that, he was coming off the knockout loss to Robis Ramirez. That was a bad knockout loss. He got his swag back. You know what I'm saying? He can punch. He can box too. He has a good fight as well on this card. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to see how he bounced back off of that good win. He got Jonathan Romero, 35-1, former world champion. Been out the ring for a while though. You know what I'm saying? He ain't the most active guy. So it's a good name, I guess, for the resume. But we'll see. I like Nova in this fight. Been more active. He probably maybe the bigger puncher at this time. So we'll see. So that's good for him to come back. This one right here is pretty much 50-50, bro. I don't really know who's going to win this fight, but I think it's going to be a good fight. And this is a hell of a fight for this card in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? this the battle of the former TMT fighters. Both guys were signed with Floyd Mayweather, and they went their separate ways to Top Rank. You got Andres Cortez versus Xavier Martinez. Martinez, he had a loss to Concial. That's his only loss. He missed weight by like 5 or 6 pounds in his last fight. He didn't cancel his fight, so he bounced. But this is like do or die for him. Y'all know how Top Rank get down when you be fucking up missing weight and shit. So this is a good fight though. These guys style match up real well. Cortez is a banger. Martinez is a banger. I remember those guys used to fight on Showbox together on the TMT cards. Both guys is having highlight reel knockouts. This is a good fight, bro. Like I can't even call it. I would say maybe Cortez because he been riding high, been getting a lot of knockout wins and stuff. But Martinez can fight too when he motivated. Martinez is trained by Robert Garcia. Cortez is with his family, his brother and shit. So this is a good fight, man. This is a good fight right here. Y'all stay tuned. So far this Top Rank card been looking real impressive as far as these matchups. Pretty much 50-50 or can be competitive fights. So that leads me to the main event. So Seniesa Estrada is a unified champion. She became unified in her last fight against Tina Rupert. She took her WBA title. She fights at 105 pounds. She's facing Utica, who is a former champion at 112. She just lost her title on Golden Boy to Mercenary. That was a close fight. That's a fight could have went either way. You know what I'm saying? Utica can box. Not a big puncher. Not as talented and dynamic as Seniesa, but she's tough. You know what I'm saying? She ain't go away. You can say she's the bigger woman because she's coming down from 112. She just won the WBC silver title at 108, so she's creeping her way down to 105. But she's not as talented and dynamic as Seniesa. You know, Seniesa can box on both sides of the plate, fast hands, body shots. She do it all. One of the most talented fighters that we have in boxing, and of course, women's boxing. She one of the most talented, and she get her offense off in different ways, a variety of ways. You know what I'm saying? It comes from different angles. So, Utica gonna have problems with that. She gonna have problems with that. So I expect Seniesa to win. I don't know about a stoppage, maybe a good 10-round performance like her last 2 fights. But I'm looking forward to the bigger fights she have. Seniesa got some big fights ahead of her. Namely, at 105, undisputed with Yoka Valle. That's the fight I've been wanting. That's the fight supposed to have been for this weekend. You know what I'm saying? And of course, this fight card is in Vegas, so everybody that's going to the weigh-in for Spence and Crawford should make their way down there. It should be pretty dope. But I like Seniesa though to retain her titles and move on to bigger fights. So that's what's up. We got a UK fight I want to talk about, man. We got to sprinkle that in there. Liam Davies versus Jason Cunningham. Both of these guys got world title rankings. This is a pretty good domestic fight. This is going to tell you who is world level. Starting with Cunningham first. He's a southpaw. He got a lot. If you go to box you'll see he got about 6-7 losses. Man, look, we seen Maxie Hughes last week. This kid Cunningham kind of turned his career around. Went on a nice little winning streak. Fought Zolani Tete last year. Got stopped early in that fight. Bad knockout. But Tete tested positive for a banned substance. So you have to say that, that was crazy. That could have destroyed his confidence. But this is a good fight, though. Davies is a smooth boxer. He like to be a boxer puncher, tall, range. He probably got the height and reach advantage over Cunningham, who is not a big puncher. But Davies is good. Davies may be the more talented guy, younger, maybe a little stronger. So this is a good fight. This is 122 pounds. So when you looking at guys trying to break through from the European, the domestic level, and break through to the world level, these guys have an opportunity. They got WBO and WBC regional title on the line. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of trinkets on the line. So I like Davies in the fight. Cunningham can box, can kind of make it ugly, kind of slow the fight down, similar to what Maxie Hughes did over the weekend. He in that type of mode, so we'll see though. But I like these type of fights though, domestic. You know what I'm saying? And the winner can move on to some world level shit. My man Kyle in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Neutral Natural. Salute to you, bro. What's good? All right. So we're moving on. So we got this one down in Texas. You know what I'm saying? Promoted by Lou DiBella. You got Edward Vasquez versus Brian DeGrassi. You got Chicken Metcalf. You know what I'm saying? She's facing Melissa Odessa. That's a good ass fight, yo. That's a good women's fight. If you for the ones that follow women's boxing, Melissa Odessa can punch. She can box. She's the IBO champion at 118 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? The main event, though, this is interesting, though. This at featherweight. Vasquez just came into the IBF rankings not too long ago at like number 10. He's facing Brian DeGrassi, who is a strong, solid puncher from Panama. You know what I'm saying? Vasquez don't have a lot of power, but he can fight in the trenches. A lot of people that follow the sport remember Vasquez for fighting Ray Ford. He should probably should have got the decision over Ray Ford. Ray Ford since then has been going crazy. So that just tells you where he at. He actually trains in the same gym as Earl Spence, so he down there working with them. He was sparring with Frank Martin in some of his, for some of his fights. So he been around the block. He's a tough, solid veteran, young veteran guy. Not a lot of power, but he can kind of make it crafty. He had a tough fight on Showbox in his last one. He just signed with Lou DiBella, so he got that backing. So we'll see. DeGrassi, he was considered, I think he fought for a minor WBA title. I know he got stopped by Eduardo Ramirez on the Lara versus Castano card, if I remember correctly. But he's solid, though. He's a good puncher. So this what's up. This is a step up for Vasquez. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Trying to find, everybody gonna be tapped in to Spence and Crawford, but this is July 29th. If I get a link, if anybody interested, I'll post it on my community page. But man, we're gonna be tapped in to Spence and Crawford, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. So, of course, we got this big card coming up: Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford. This was boxing fans been waiting for. You know what I'm saying? And we got it. So we're gonna run down the undercard real quick for sure. And we know everybody been talking about it. Y'all probably heard everything you can hear about Spence and Crawford. So it's all good. So if you hear some of the same shit, don't hold it against me. But on the prelims, you got 2 fights on the prelims. It's gonna start before the pay-per-view, of course. You can catch it maybe on the YouTube channel. You have Jose Reyes versus Aston Pallete. This is at featherweight. Aston Pallete fought some good guys before. I think he fought Daniel Nietes, though. Did he fight Daniel Nietes? Yeah, he fought Daniel Nietes. Kazuoka stopped him. And recently he fought, I think it was Jason Maloney. Jason Maloney stopped him on one of the Haney Cambosis undercards. I forgot which one. But he got stopped in one. I think maybe his last fight. I ain't check up on it. But he's a good puncher at the lower weight classes. I don't know how he's going to be a big puncher at featherweight. He's facing Jose Reyes, who is strong and solid. So, and he's the guy they looking to showcase. So we'll see. So pretty decent fight though for them. You know what I'm saying? Then you have a light heavyweight contest. We want to touch on. It's gonna be good to see my dog on Friday. Yes sir, I'll be out there. JC, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. He said I'm here. Let that show begin. Yes sir. So we got Steve Nelson versus Roddy Montgomery. This is a late replacement. Nelson went through like 2 or 3 opponents and finally settled on this one. They said it's super middleweights. I said light heavyweight, super middleweight. So Steven Nelson trying to get back. You know what I'm saying? He had one fight on the BLK Prime card with Spence fought old boy. Now he was coming off of Achilles. He trying to get his spot back, and I thought he was a decent French contender at super middleweight when he was on Top Rank, but you know what I'm saying, he missed weight, a bunch of other shit going on. So he have an opportunity to kind of reintroduce himself back to the fan base. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the fight right before the pay-per-view starts. So there's going to be a lot of people. If y'all go to the Showtime chats, there's everybody in there. They're going to have a lot of people in that chat. So this is an opportunity for him to put on a good performance. Of course, he's a stablemate of Terrence Bud Crawford, so we already know that. Roddy Montgomery, man, he tricky, man. He tall. He can punch. You know what I'm saying? He been active. I don't know if it's going to be that easy. We'll see. If he can run through, my man, we'll see. But Montgomery got some cracks. He's like an opponent type of guy. But if you take him to the small show circuit, he gonna win all the time. But if you take him, but when he step up, I'm not sure if he winning like that. So we're gonna see though. You know what I'm saying? I think Montgomery is trained by Henry Ramirez, the longtime trainer of Chris Arreola. Y'all remember him, the boxing fans like that. But yeah, we'll see though, man. And I want to see Steven Nelson bounce back. You know what I'm saying? Have a good performance and maybe lead to something bigger. Listen, if he get a good performance right here, you know, PBC got some super middleweights on that side of the street that may need some work. This for the NABA title. That's WBA. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Steven Nelson seems like a Dave Morrell type of opponent. I'm just saying. Dave Morrell, really, his opponents ain't been that tough. Now he fought some experienced guys for the amount of fights that he fought. But come on, Mike Vronsky, Yamaguchi on 3 weeks notice. I mean, some of these guys, you know what I'm saying? Calvin Henderson. Man, Steven Nelson is on a Calvin Henderson type of level, maybe a little bit above that. So just pay attention. So he have an opportunity to put on, if he do well, because you know Spence and Crawford, win, lose, or draw, they got another fight coming. So maybe if he do well this time, he maybe get a bigger fight. So it's always something in place. So we'll see though, for sure. PDH Big Dog in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you guys coming through. I appreciate it. All right, moving on to the pay-per-view portion. I want to touch on this. So starting with this fight right here, this is at 154 pounds. But this was a late replacement fight. You got Yoenis Tellez. He's 5-0. He's from Cuba. Y'all know how they doing out there. They ain't playing no games. He got the veteran Sergio Garcia, a guy who throw a lot of punches. He been in there with Sebastian Fundora, Tony Harrison. This is a big step up for Tellez. Tellez been fighting on undercards, off TV. Now he's opened up a pay-per-view. Somebody like him. They rocking with him. Sergio Garcia got to keep his spot. He was supposed to face Jesus Ramos Jr., but Jesus had to pull out. So that's good that he keep his spot on the pay-per-view. But yeah, that's a good fight though, man. I mean, I ain't seen enough of Tellez. I know he's athletic and he can box and shit, but Garcia, he got that style. He throw a lot of punches, and we'll see though. This is junior middleweight, so it's a good introduction to Yoenis Tellez. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what he made of. That's a good fight. I can't wait to see him back in there. Yeah, above that for sure. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So he right there, and that's the side of the street. You know what I mean? Andre need to fight. Caleb Plant need to fight. I'm just saying. So if he can do some good shit though, Steven Nelson, we can see. Alright, we got Nonito Donaire back. He's fighting for a vacant WBC title, the one he lost to Inoue. So he's trying to get that back. You know what I'm saying? He's facing Alejandro Santiago. This is a tough fight for Donaire. Tough fight, man. He just turned 40. You know what I'm saying? Coming off a destruction knockout loss to Inoue, his last fight. Been out the ring for a year, but I don't really knock that been out the ring that long because he's a veteran, and that could probably, an older fighter need more rest. So I ain't knocking that. But the style of this guy Santiago, he's smaller. He got to get up under him. You know what I'm saying? He like to get up under you. He can outwork you, go to the body. I think he's 27-3 with 5 draws. Whenever you see a guy with 5 draws, that means he was the B-side and went to somebody's backyard, and he probably should have got the victory. I mean, 5 draws, yo, that's on some Badu Jack type shit. So this kid he's solid. This is his second time fighting on a pay-per-view. He fought on Jake Paul's pay-per-view last year. You know what I'm saying? So maybe the bright light's not gonna be too crazy for him. Little shit like that, bro. Like, I don't know. This is a tough fight, man. I like Donaire though. I love him. Grow up with him. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that got one of the best left hooks in boxing. This shit make me nervous though, as a fan of him. We'll see though. I believe in the all-time left hook. If he land that left hook on anybody, they gonna get hurt or they gonna sleep. So we'll see though. But this is a tough fight though. Y'all stay tuned. It's for the vacant WBC title. I'm glad these guys get an opportunity to fight on this big platform, especially Donaire. So we'll see. Edgar Chavez, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Yes, sir. I got Fulton too. Salute to you. Appreciate you guys coming through. Appreciate it. All right, moving on. Co-main event. This is a tricky fight, man. I know when this fight got announced and shit, people was like, huh? Who? Everybody was talking about Cruz versus Frank Martin and shit, all that shit, bro. I was trying to tell people, bro. Pitbull Cruz got one of the best teams in boxing. And this is not an easy fight for him. He's facing Giovanni Cabrera, who is a tall southpaw. I seen him switch a couple times. He's crafty, bro. He can make a fight ugly, and he got a little pop at the end of his punches. We seen what he did to Gabriel Flores. I didn't know he was punching like that. Or maybe Gabriel Flores was just washed. You know what I'm saying? But he got a style that can give Cruz some problems. Cruz is shorter. He gonna have to come to him, and he gonna have to get it inside, and he gonna have to work his way in. If this guy Cabrera is on his A game, he gonna push Cruz to the limit. Now Cruz got a lot of stuff going for him. He's a dynamic puncher. He's solid. He get on the inside. He go to the body. I like his left hook. I seen that left hook he had against Ramirez, where Ramirez was going the opposite way as a southpaw, and he threw a left hook where Ramirez was going to be at. His ass was there, and he got slept. You know what I'm saying? So Cruz is improving. He got a lot of confidence off the Tank fight. I thought the Tank fight was his best performance because his defense was so tight. He gave Tank a lot of problems with his defense and his counterpunching. Even though I thought Tank outboxed him and won the fight clearly. But I think that was his best performance because his defense was never that tight against anybody. So Cruz got a lot at stake, man. This is a WBA and WBC title eliminator. So let me throw that out there. Throw that lob out there for you guys. So the way things are shaking up, it looked like, Haney gonna move up and possibly vacate his belts. You know what I'm saying? With this being a title eliminator in both station bodies, it opens up the door for a rematch with Tank, which we can see that happening, which would probably be a bigger fight. They got Pitbull Cruz back on the co-main. This is second. I think Pitbull Cruz been on like 3 or 4 pay-per-views in a row. And he fought on 2 of Spence pay-per-views. He was on Andy and Ruiz pay-per-view. And he been in the co-main spot. And he fought Tank on pay-per-view. He was on Tank's undercard when he fought Leo Santa Cruz. So he been on hella pay-per-views. So they definitely grooming him. He might be in prime position to get the rematch. You know what I'm saying? If nothing else, bigger come for Tank. And also, they said WBC eliminator. Now, crazy shit in boxing. There's a lot of crazy shit in boxing. Shit can happen. I know Frank Martin won eliminator last week, and he won a WBA. Maybe they can make that fight later. Maybe they can slide Cruz up to make the Shakur fight for the vacant title. I know Lomachenko is number 1 in the WBC, but he did not win an eliminator. So technically, he can't fight for a vacant title. You know what I'm saying? So one of those guys is one eliminator can fight for one. Shakur fought for one, Frank Martin fought for one, and then Pitbull Cruz. So I don't know which one take precedence over which one, other than Shakur. After Shakur, I know he first, but I already know politics of boxing. But we'll see though. This is a good fight though. It's interesting. You know what I'm saying? Cabrera got the same management company as Earl Spence Jr. The new management, Fighters First. The new team he linked up with, Cabrera's with them. So that's another reason why he got this spot as well. So we'll see though. I like Cruz in the fight, but Cabrera can cause a lot of problems and fuck up Cruz money. For real. I hope Nonito can get his title back. Yeah, me too. Cabrera for the win. I like Pitbull. I'm tired of Pitbull. I'm tired of people see, yeah. Man. He right up there. In the 135, his team, you gotta respect this team, I guess. I mean, WC eliminated. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Shit. Cabrera anyway, and Bud. Loma Cambosis is probably for the belt next. Which belt? Because Cambosis just won an IBF eliminator, and he'll fight the IBF mandatory Gustavo Lemon for the vacant title. Which belt? Lomachenko is number 1 in the WBO and the WBC. Like, Cambosis going down the IBF route. Just, you know what I'm saying? I never know that shit, bro, but he going down the IBF route. Alright. Y'all already know. To the big one. Yes, sir. So, Spence and Crawford, man. Long awaited fight, man. 2 of the best fighters in boxing. For me, I feel like it's a 50-50 fight. And I feel it can go swing towards either guy's way. I think both guys, they kind of start kind of slow-ish. I don't know. I don't like that shit kind of overused, but they take their time to get into fights, and they build up as it goes on. And they both doing the same thing but different ways. Spence is more consistent. As he go down in his fights, he just pick up the pace. He do the same things and he do it better. Spence is underrated defensively. You know what I'm saying? He's a great body puncher and he got a good jab. You know what I'm saying? He don't really do nothing too crazy. You know what I'm saying? They say he based it. I like it though, because everything he do is solid, tight, solid. He go to the body. If you sit there with him, he gonna be punching on your thighs and your hips and your legs on some Miguel Cotto shit. That's how he slowed a lot of these guys down too. It's not just him being a strong, aggressive guy hitting you, wherever. But if he can hit you on your thighs and your hips and shit, he get away with that shit. Now I ain't saying look out for it and tell the ref to look for it, but that's just part of his game. He just a tough inside guy. He got a big time motor. I always thought that this fight right here was gonna be ebb and flow. There's gonna be some tactical shit, some boxing, and it's a certain point in time when a fight gonna break out. So it's still hard for me to determine, like, as I'm talking right now, like who gonna be the one that overcome that shit. You know what I'm saying? I believe Bud is a better boxer if he can use his legs and kind of not. If he don't stay stationary, it's gonna be a 50-50 fight, regardless of what everybody talking about. If he can use his, I ain't saying get on the bike and move and like he did against Postal. He ain't doing that no more. But take little subtle steps to the left and the right. When Spence, he winds up, he'll throw 2 or 3 jabs and then he'll come with the left, either underneath or over top. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be in the way once you get to that third jab. You want to be up out of there. You want to circle. You want to make Spence pick up his feet and catch you. He's not the fastest guy either. So Bud can win rounds like that too. You know what I'm saying? We know both guys want to fight. I know people say, well, Bud, if he can't stand there and try to get his lick back with Spence. No, he need to, because he need to get close to Spence to touch him. He gonna have to. That's when he gonna have some opportunities. When Spence let his shit go, he can be there to throw shots in between that shit. He gonna have to. Both guys like to get their lick back. So that narrative been dead since whoever brought that shit up. Both guys do that. It's gonna come down to, man. Like I said, I think the round's gonna be ebb and flow, bro. To me, I see the fight ebb and flow type fight, and I feel like 8th, 9th round, somebody gonna make the adjustment. Bud makes the adjustment by kind of walking to the guy and sitting down more on his punches and throwing that awkward. When he's in the southpaw stance, he throws an awkward right hand. You know what I'm saying? But he facing a southpaw, so now see if he can get that left hand going over the top of Spence's. Spence, he just pick up his volume and his defense get better, and he just try to break you like he been saying. So it's gonna come down to that, man. I think the fight really starts like the 8th round. I think this shit gonna be pretty much even. Now, if one guy come out and dominate, salute to them. They should get all the credit. But I don't see this welterweight fight as one-sided. You know what I'm saying? Than the other ones. Like, I feel like all the top guys that fought each other in this division recently, all those fights been competitive until a certain point. And that's when either Spence break through and get the train going down the tracks and just pick up his volume, or Bud adjust this. Like what you can say what you want to say against Mean Machine. He is a good welterweight. What Bud do? He got dropped in the 3rd round. What he do? He picked up the pace. He had a guy that never went past 10 rounds. He picked the pace up. Was pushing him back, stopped him in 9. You know what I'm saying? Spence, him and Ugas is pretty much neck and neck. Ugas stayed too long in the pocket. He knocked out Spence mouth guard. Spence got pissed off, and that was it. He ran down the hill after that. So these guys can do that, can turn that shit up at any moment. So we're gonna see though which one's adjustment or which one's turn up gonna be the key, gonna be the one that wins them this fight. Because that's what I think it comes down to. Who gonna turn that shit up the most? Because it's pretty much 50-50. Other than that, now it's some stuff that I think I favor Spence more than Bud, especially when Bud is exchanging. He'll let both of his hands down, and Spence can step with him and catch him on the way out. I think he'll have long enough arms. This the biggest guy. I think this the biggest guy that Crawford done fought at welterweight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the longest guy, with the longest reach. So I can see Spence stepping with Crawford as he trying to exchange and counterpunch. Step with him. Keep the jab in his face. Step with Bud, because Bud gonna let that right hand go when he gonna let the right hand down when he's in a southpaw position. So step with him. You know what I'm saying? And Bud, he gonna have to be punching. Like he gonna have to be if he a puncher, like people say he is. He gonna be punching on Saturday night, because it's hard to deter a guy like Earl Spence Jr. Like I said, once he coming downhill, it's a wrap. So if he's punching and he giving Earl something to think about, maybe he can slow down his work rate, and then he can probably win some rounds like that, boxing him and win some little rounds at the end of the round, land a couple shots, stuff like that. That's how you can kind of nick these rounds down the stretch. But if he don't got nothing for him, it might be a wash. We never know. We got to see. But this is a hell of a fight, though. It can be a war. These guys can come out there and go crazy, or I think they're gonna be smart about this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then adjust, and then try to dominate the other guy down the stretch. But it's a hell of a fight, man. I like Crawford, 7-5, ebb and flow type of fight. I think he kind of eked through at the end of the last couple of rounds. But that shit gonna be hard. I'm not saying. I don't know. I'm still saying it, and I don't know. I can still thinking Spence can win the fight. So it's not one of those things where I'm just disrespecting Spence. I just think it's a close fight, bro. It's a close fight, and we're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad it's happening. All the fans, been looking for this shit for the longest time, and we finally got it, bro. Fight week, bro. It's gonna be crazy. So that's what it is, man. I'm going to go back in the chat. I'm going to close this poll. I see we got 85% for Fulton. Yes, sir. Let's get it. I'm going to close that. Appreciate you guys voting on that. I'm going to get to the chat, man. Feel free to drop any questions. I appreciate it. We got about 15 more minutes. We can talk about this fight or whatever. That win by Campbell. Nah. I thought Maxie Hughes won that fight clear. Spent 60-40. Both of them kind of started slow. Yeah, I think he can do that against him too. And he can do that against him and still be a close fight. Do you agree Cambosis win? No, I agree. I thought Maxie Hughes undressed him, put his clothes back on, and sent him about his way. Hurt him a couple times in the fight. I thought Maxie Hughes won 9 rounds of 3. Because even when he wasn't doing too much, Cambosis wasn't doing nothing. That was they said effective aggression, right? His aggression wasn't effective. He was more active with his body movement. He won't landing no shots. He won't doing nothing too crazy to Maxie Hughes. Maxie Hughes was sitting there poised and solid. Oh, there go uppercut. Oh, there go a jab. Oh shit, he out of position. Oh, there go a body shot. He was cooking Cambosis to me. I ain't gonna lie. Don't shit. Cambosis got washed in his last 3 fights. He can't fight he don't do well with boxers, yo. You know what I'm saying? And I thought the fight was easier scored to me. I don't know. When you think the fight gonna break? Man, I'm thinking around 7 to 8. You know what I'm saying? 7 to 8. We'll see though. It could break out earlier than that. But I'm thinking 7 to 8. He said, "Keep cooking." I appreciate you, bro. Have you ever thought about Bud controlling Spence Lee? He could do that. From the orthodox, I like Bud from the southpaw. Actually, I haven't seen Spence fight a southpaw. Now I heard what my man said. Derek James said, "Well, Kell Brooks switched, and what's his name switched. They ain't switching. And what's my man name? Bundle. They weren't switching. They didn't stay in that stance consistently. Bud would stay in that stance." And it's something you have, what I'm saying? It's a different type of guy. A guy with longer arms that can crack a little bit. It's a little different. So maybe he can kind of, do some things in the orthodox style. That would take away the jab, as you said. So maybe he can mix it up a little bit. But I actually like him better than southpaw against Spence. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think he'll fight both. You know what I'm saying? I think he'll fight both. He got that in his tool bag. I think he'll fight both. He gonna have to. I think he gonna have to mix it up with Spence. All fast. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Hughes took him up. Like in some aspects, he was doing better than Haney. In some aspects, because he hurt him. He was drawing him in. He hurt him to the body. He hurt him with a straight left hand down the pipe. Had Cambosis, you know what I'm saying, shaking a little bit. I'm like, Hughes is this is easy money. He said that's too late. Maybe. I'm saying maybe. I'm just thinking the guys will respect each other enough, you know, to be like, okay, I ain't gonna jump right in. I'm gonna take my time to do this. But maybe, hey, the more the merrier. I'll be down there. Shit, break out in the first round. Shit, I'm ready. Shit, I don't have a dog in the race. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't pick one or the other without the other fan base coming over here talking about what dude call me, a Bud something, Bud fanboy, or I'm a Spence hater. I never been none of that. That's how I see it. Everybody got their different ways to see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no biases towards nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't really give a damn. I seen both of those guys in person. If anybody I'm gonna rock with is Spence, Buzz ass run away from your ass. Spence will sit there and say, "What's up, man? Keep going." You know what I'm saying? So it ain't about that. Never been about that with me. I don't know why these fans so sensitive. You know what I'm saying? They both saying the fight is gonna be hard and close and shit, but the fans gotta find something to it. Oh man. I don't know. Maybe they nervous. Me, I'm happy. When a fight like this happen, bro, I'm happy, bro. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to wear that night. Shit. I might change like 2 or 3 times, that type shit. So I don't know, bro. I'm happy about this. I'm not talking like in spite, like, bro, man, it's too long enough. No, bro, it's right on time for me. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, though. I think it's going to be crazy. Because I can see both guys winning, though. That's what you want as a true boxing fan and a fan of the sport, the fan of the business or whatever, however you want to talk, how you want to say it. Like Earl Spence, you know, how he performed in his big fights. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't think Bud can perform like that. But I feel like that's crazy. That's because Bud been in a big fight. He just haven't been on this type of level as Spence, as far as like in welterweight. But he been in big fights. You know what I'm saying? He can make adjustments. He brings stuff to the table that Danny didn't bring, and Porter. He's a different fighter than those guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Ugas stay right there in the pocket. And they talking about Ugas and Bud is the same fighter. Where they at? Bud ain't standing right there with a high guard getting beat up on and then trying to counter punch to the body. You hit him and then he'll counter punch to the body and he stay right there with a high guard. Bud ain't never did no type shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They're making up shit so they want Spence to win so bad. But he don't need that for him to win. You know what I'm saying? He don't need to be compared to Ugas for you to, you know what I'm saying? You want Spence to win. That shit crazy. Main biker in the building. What's good with you? Salute. So, you know what I'm saying? I just want to see. I also think I want to see if Bud can push back Earl though. He got the skills and he a veteran. He a veteran champion. You know what I'm saying? You can push a guy back without being under high guard. And we seen it last weekend with Patera. Patera was pushing back Keyshawn in spots. Those guys were doing the dance. Keyshawn will come forward, get his shit off, and then once Patera get to the ropes, he'll spin off, and then he's the one on the front foot. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to have a Mexican high guard and come down and walk your guy down. You can do that shit being tactical, getting rhythm, pushing the guy back. You know what I'm saying? If you got a good jab and stuff, you can push anybody back. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see that because I haven't seen Spence get pushed back consistently. I seen Porter do a little stuff. Porter had the footwork that was giving Spence problems. Bud got footwork, but it ain't like quick, choppy footwork like Porter. Porter can get to the spot and get little angles off. Bud can get his footwork can get him out of danger and get him into some good spots, but it ain't like it's different. You know what I'm saying? The Porter footwork was giving Bud problems. So I don't know. Like we'll see. I think both guys got to be on the A game to win this fight. Well, it's a good one, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love Earl's demeanor. You know what I'm saying? I love the way he brings to the table as a fighter. I like what Bud brings to the table as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're going to get with these guys. They don't have to really do too much talking because they both want to hurt. Like they both want to kill. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say they get there in different ways. Bud can probably box and kind of walk you to some shots, or if he feel like if he gets you hurt, he's one of the best finishers in boxing. He'll kind of take his time getting to the fight. Earl Spence is just consistently, he just build on that shit. He start 1, 2, get all the way up until he at his maximum. And then once he get to his rhythm like that, it's hard to beat him. You know what I'm saying? So they both want to hurt and kill though. They just get to a different points. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yep, Porter had good footwork. Who got more dog in them? I don't know. Both of them. I seen both of them have to dig deep. You know what I'm saying? I seen both of them like pick up the pace. You know what I'm saying? In fights. I seen both of them. I mean, I would say both of them. You know, I don't think one out dog the other. You know, you see what Bud did to Porter when they told him he was down. I mean, I guess you gotta call that dog, right? Spence and the Kell Brook fight. He would not let Brook steal the play from him. Brook hit him in the face, punched him in the face, hit him, whatever. He didn't let him steal the play. The crowd go crazy, and then before the crowd, Spence on his ass. You know what I'm saying? He did the same thing that people say Crawford can't do. He can't you can't get your lit back against Spence. You know what I'm saying? How many one-punch knockouts did Spence have? Bundu? Who else? I ain't count nobody before Bundu. He breaks you down. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I guess it depends. You know who got the biggest fan base? Just depends. No, the biggest dog, it depends on the fan base. Which fan base you asking. So if you asking me, I say both. If you ask a Spence guy, they're going to say it's Spence all day. Ask Bud guy, vice versa. So it depends who you ask. So you asking me, I'm giving both of them 10s. My man Gravy Carmichael, what's good with you, bro? Salute. Now, as far as the trainers now, both trainers had busy schedules now. They undefeated. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving the Burley Brooks win to Derrick James, even though he wasn't in the corner. His assistant, his brother Maurice, was there. You know what I'm saying? He beat Caleb Truax, a former world champion. Then you had Frank Martin. You know what I'm saying? He digged down deep to get that victory the other week. You know what I'm saying? Who got the best chin? Shit. I don't know. It's about even. You know what I'm saying? It's about even. That shit about even. At welterweight, Bud got hit by my man, and that shit could got scored a knockdown. Ugas hit Spence, could have been called a knockdown. Whether he looking for his teeth or not, could have been called a knockdown. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I would say it's even. The whole shit is even. Anything you ask me is pretty much even. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go to the other channels that rocking heavy, and then they're gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna give you even all day long, because I feel like if you say this guy don't got no chin and fought nobody, he too small, I can't give Spence no credit when he go beat his ass. We beat his ass up. I can't give him no credit. I gotta say, I mean, he been supposed to did that. Nigga, I ain't getting excited for that. He supposed to did that. So I ain't taking away from nobody, because I want to come back here. You know what I'm saying? Do my post fight and say, hey, full credit. Both of them dudes did their thing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna fall into that trap. That's what these guys do over in YouTube and talk about boxing. They diminish the guys so much, but then they coming back with their hand out saying, I told you so. I told you. No, you ain't. What? You're not supposed to be hyped about that shit, bro. You give the ball back like Barry Sanders did. Give it back to the referee and keep playing. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to celebrate and shit. You know what I'm saying? Get no cell phone out like you Joe Horn or some shit. Get back in the huddle and get another touchdown. I think they even. We're about to find out. That's what I'm saying. That's why we're gonna see the fight. We're gonna find out for sure. But the coaches though, they both have busy schedules. So Derrick James, his team is 2-0. He got his whole team in Vegas. I love that shit, bro. Even AJ done brought his ass out there to Vegas. That's dope. Ryan Garcia out there. Now Jamel, he getting work with his guy Juan Guzman. So he still, I don't know if he probably comes to the fight, but he ain't training with those guys. But I still like it. They building a good team unit. Bomac, he had a couple of wins as well. We seen Keyshawn last weekend. Kelvin got a win. You know what I'm saying? So both guys coming to the fight, you know, they good. And I don't know if them having schedules affected their guys' performances. See, I don't know. I don't want to get into that too crazy because I feel like Keyshawn dominated his fight with Patera versus a guy that never been dropped, never been stopped. You know what I'm saying? He's a good European type of level guy. Been in the lightweight division for a long time. Same with Frank Martin. Frank Martin kind of had to struggle in that fight a little bit and get his bearings, but like I said, nobody was giving Artem no credit. That's why I was telling you, bro, y'all look up Artem, bro. Hey, check him out. I don't know, look him up. You know what I'm saying? Now when they fight him, they're like, bro, damn, bro, I didn't know he was like that. You know what I'm saying? He said his rhythm was off. The rhythm was off because he had a guy in front of him that was crafty, throwing shots to the body, making him think. Now, credit to Frank Martin, he picked that shit up down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? I thought Derrick James gave him bad advice early in the fight. He told him to counterpunch. He said if you counterpunch him, he's not going to throw no more punches. He was wrong. My man was still throwing punches and he was landing some good shots to the body. But then Frank Martin picked it up. So I can't say it was a bad performance because now I know if he's in a tough fight with one of the better guys, he can pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he shouldn't put himself in that situation. Maybe not. But I thought he won the fight. And the dude, he scored a knockdown at the end of the fight. He basically gave away the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm asking your objective. I said when it comes to that dive. Shit, you talking about Paul Briggs. Go look up Paul Briggs versus my man from Australia. Yeah, that was a dive. Oh, Canelo and Kovalev. Oh shit. Oh shit, that's funny. But both teams coming in with momentum though, you know what I'm saying? Now they can sit and focus on this fight right here. So yeah, it's dope, man. It's dope. And the last thing, I think the promotion, all that shit been crazy for it. Everything been good, spot on. The all assets been good. They even had a virtual press conference. I thought both guys did well in that shit. The open workouts was good. You get to see both guys. You can tell both guys is ready in some shape. You know what I'm saying? It's all about who you want to win, about who looked the best. If you want Spence to win, man, he looked like he was on point. And you look at Bud, you be like, man, Bud, he ain't do nothing. That's all it is. Because if you look at it, man, both of them guys look sharp, strong, sharp, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Bud don't look no big. He look the same. He looks solid. You know what I'm saying? He growing into the weight. You know what I'm saying? I seen the same thing I've been seeing. You know what I'm saying? I watch his workouts, watch him on the pads and how he work out. The same shit. Spence, the same shit. So I don't know what we reaching for. But yeah, it's been crazy. So when everybody say, yo, man, they can promote this more, bro, they tripping. They either just don't follow boxing or whatever. Because if you want this fight and you want to see it, then you'll know what's going on. Like this week, tomorrow they got the Grand Arrival. So that's another thing, another promotion, another kickoff thing. They in Vegas. They're about to get their rooms, you know. So they've already got their rooms, but you know, they do a little grand entry inside the lobby of the MGM. That's gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying? Then they got the press conference coming up. You got the undercard press conference. You got the undercard workouts, the press conference. There's a lot of shit happening in Vegas, yo. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait for this shit, bro. I'll be out there Friday. I'm getting lost in Vegas. Shit. Great way of boxing. Hope no forgets and shit happen. Oh yeah, you know you gotta keep your eyes open on this boxing though. You already know. But yeah, hopefully not though, JC. I'm with you. Hopefully it's on the up and up. We get a great fight all across the board. I think Buzz Jab will be very active based on the workout. Yeah, he was letting it go. I didn't see Spence do any feints at all. But who knows? I mean, see what I'm saying? I think in the fight, shit, he would do some feints in the fight. He gonna have to. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. The workout don't mean it don't mean nothing. It's just for the fans to come out, the media to take pictures and get some interviews and some clips. I'm ready for Saturday night, bro. Like I said, I fuck around and get lost. Y'all can check on me and shit. Make sure I'm good, but it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I'm going to Sanisa's fight and I'm going to this one. I'll be all over the place. So that's what it is, man. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll probably talk more about this. I might open up the panel tomorrow. And so y'all guys can jump on in and speak y'all piece and shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never ran from that shit. It's just if motherfuckers don't want to hop on the panel. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. I don't care. I can handle this shit by myself. But if you guys want to hop on, I'll drop the link tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Anybody listen to the playback, y'all guys can hop on. Anybody. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is, man. Salute to everybody coming through the building. Yes, sir. Peace. Appreciate you coming through, Aisha. Anybody want to just get a refresher of these schedules and stuff like that, go to my website, ldoesboxing.com. You know what I'm saying? Click on the weekly boxing schedule. You can see all the fights, the whole lineup, you know what I'm saying? Undercard fights, everything. Get you tapped in. Make sure you guys, I have to go back to this one, man, because I want everybody, I know it's getting late. Y'all gotta get y'all ass to bed so I can get up and watch this fight. Fulton versus Inoue, you know what I'm saying? I know it's like 11 o'clock on the East Coast. So I'm about to close it out, but make sure you guys tap in with this fight. Ring walks for the main event is around 8 o'clock on the East Coast. So you guys, don't get up all early. You want to watch all the other shit. I got it. But definitely get your ass up for this. Set 2 or 3 alarms if you have to. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You give me your number or some shit. I'll call your ass, wake your ass up. But we gotta support this fight. We gotta support, if you rocking with Fulton, definitely support him. The American going over there in hostile territory versus the monster. Everybody got Inoue pick. We gonna see, bro. So I just want to encourage everybody to tap in with this fight. It's a must. It's a must. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna watch it work. Oh yes, sir. He said they do. I think so too, bro. It ain't nothing to fear though, cause I'm a cool dude and I ain't correcting nobody like that and saying, no, you gotta do it like that. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna let you be out there on the, you know. I ain't gonna just leave you out there hanging, but yeah, bro, I don't know why though. You know what I'm saying? Come on, I invite all that shit, bro. Bring that shit on, and we can talk boxing all day long. Fuck, we're gonna have a 5-hour live and shit. Guess I'm gonna watch it at work, bro. I'll be getting up I'm gonna get up. I gotta be at work, and I'll be getting ready for work. I leave out the door around like 6. I'm on the West Coast, so the fight might be over by the time I leave out the door. So I gotta get up early, get my shit right, you know what I'm saying? Bust off some push-ups real quick. Get ready, bro, because I can't wait for this shit. Pulling an all-nighter. Shit, I'm about to go to bed in a few. I'm gonna grab something to eat, then I'm gonna get up though around like 4. I want to see Nonito too. Yeah, man, he a cool dude, Aisha. Like I met him. He's on my in my gallery on my website. Yo, he cool as hell, bro. He cool as shit. I'm gonna shadow box me and shit. He hit me, you know what I'm saying, left hook and shit. I was like, damn. But yeah, he cool though. I want him to win too, man. He in a tough fight, but I'm rooting for him for sure. So it's a lot of look. I got Sanisa fighting. I like her. I got Nonito, one of my favorites fighting. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be crazy. He said, "W, you can't wait. I can't wait for Man Serrano and Shadeja Green though, for sure." But yeah. So that's what it is, man. I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys, you got social media, you can follow me there. Twitter at OverJ, Instagram LDoesBoxing. Tap in with the website ldoesboxing.com. So yeah, appreciate everybody coming through. That's my time, and I'm out.